It's like it's got to think about everything I do. I don't know. Should we let you in or not? You may not be a good person. All right. I think we're good.
Let's see.
Should be.
Nope.
Yeah, we're live. Good morning, everyone. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker. How's everybody doing? Sorry, we had some technical difficulties.
I still
My computer had some technical difficulties. Let's just say that. So, good morning. Good morning. It's Monday morning. Yay! Which means.
Yeah.
Which means. What does that mean? It's Monday morning.
That means absolutely nothing.
Man, you are on the ball.
Except
morning.
It is morning.
Yeah, it is morning. Morning, Texas Val and Kathy. Why aren't y'all in here? Come on, come on, come on. I had a really good dream about Texas last night. Actually, it was this morning, but yeah. Anyway.
You know who has a birthday today?
Who has a birthday?
Michelle Clark.
Oh, it's Michelle's birthday today?
Yes. Good old Albuquerque babe.
Michelle, happy birthday. I know, haven't seen her in a coon's age. I just got out of the shower. Was everything big down there? Of course. Everything's bigger in Texas. Yeah, it was good. It was kind of funny, but it was good.
Mary.
I hope everybody is having a great morning. I slept in. I'm just going to be very transparent there. I slept in. And then I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get all my little stuff done, all my little chores done before the show. So, yeah. It was kind of a weird night, though. It was like, I can't remember what time I went to bed. It was probably around 11:30, my normal. And then I woke up at like maybe 2 o'clock. It was like 2 or 3. And I looked at my phone and then laid back down, went back to bed. And then did the same thing about 4:30. And I was like, 4:30? Yeah, that's way too early to be up. So I was like, nope, I'm going back. I am so confused. Do you know this thing of, which I don't know. I'm just like confused. This what do you call it? The when you switch from the anchor back down to the
Premium.
Yeah, that's it. Why can't I think this morning? What did I do in that dream that made me not think? Yeah, because they're my amounts, my amount owed and all that kind of stuff is completely throwing me off. So anyway, I don't know. One day I'm owing like an exponential amount, and then the next day it goes back down and I have a credit. So I don't know. Let's see. We got Texas Brenda. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Hank. Liz, good morning. I missed you guys yesterday. I will say that. I did miss you guys. So missing somebody, I mean, if you're doing something and then you don't do it, and you miss what you've been doing, that's a good thing, right?
Okay, you just lost me. I have
Where'd
no
I?
idea what you just said.
So if you do something continuously, you know, you have a set date that you do something, and then you have a schedule, and then that schedule, there's I guess you could say like a hold on it, or it stops, and you're not doing that schedule, like a routine, exactly. Um, you know, you miss that. I mean, if I didn't like doing it, I wouldn't have missed it, right?
Yeah,
That's what I would think. So I missed you guys, so that means something. That
well, there
definitely
you
means
go.
something. Yeah. Texas Val says, I missed something. Did you drop down to a premium store? I did. I did drop down to a premium store. And it's going pretty good. Liz says, I did another yard sale all day yesterday. About died. Well, I'm glad you didn't die. Glad you survived, but yard sales those are rough. Those are so rough. But I know you make, I know you make good money. So, or you can. Um, but it's difficult. That's a hard part of the job. Mary said she listed 50 yesterday, sold 40, and two or sold four. I wish you would have sold 40. Sold four and two more this morning. Not so not bad. That's good. Kathy says she had like 500 lockers to get rid of. Oh my gosh. But really, I mean, if you're doing the storage unit, you really do have to have a yard sale on occasion. Um, just to
Pretty
get rid of that,
much.
just to get rid of that excess stuff. I hope you did good. I hope you did amazing in your yard sale.
Anything I make in my yard sale, that's kind of like stuff that I wasn't going to list on eBay. So it's all kind of like free money.
Yeah. Great. She said we did really good. That's awesome. Now, I don't know about you guys, but back in the day, having a yard sale, I guess it probably wasn't very good. But I mean, you do all that work and everything, and then you end up with like you make $6 or something like that. I mean, that's like I will never do another yard sale as long as I live. That's the type of statement that that's happened before. You really kind of gotta, have a lot of really good stuff. Um, a lot of good yard sale stuff. People things that people are looking for. Yeah, location is also important. Absolutely. Absolutely. So this weekend, speaking of yard sales, we have the Highway 36 treasure hunt. And I'm not sure the length of it. I want to say it's like, I don't think it's 500 miles though. It might be 200 miles. I don't know. Um, but it goes from one end of Kansas. I don't think it goes all through Kansas. I don't know. There's a stretch that it goes, and so I'm going this weekend. It's Saturday and Sunday. It may be even is it? It might be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I'm only going Saturday, Sunday. Um, Definitely Saturday. Um, but I'm gonna try and go out on and try and go as far as I can. So we'll see how that works out. I'm gonna be all by myself, but that's okay. I won't have to wait for nobody, or let nobody hold me back, and I can go and get all the stuff. But I got all the little treasure maps all printed out for each area. So I've got, there's probably about at least 20 towns to go to.
Mm.
So, and
Sounds big.
some of them have a few yard sales listed, and then some of them have like a whole long list. So, oh my gosh.
We've got a long one not too far from here. It's like 40-mile garage sale. And
Yeah.
yeah, we learned pretty quick that kind of the permanent garage sailors, that's more like a swap meet.
Mhm.
It's not as good.
Mhm.
So at least at this one here, it would have been better if we just hit all the side street ones, you know, on all the ones that look like regular garage sales instead of going
Yeah.
to that big field where there were all these people set up.
Yeah. Yeah, Liz says it's almost better to set up at a flea market if you don't have a good location. Yep. We used to at the town that I'm from. We had it was a flea market. I want to say it went on Saturday and Sunday, and maybe just Saturday, but it could have been Sunday too. Um, I mean, we basically grew up at that flea market. My dad sold there for I don't know. He might have started selling there right about the time that I got married. Anyway, so they'd have like all the new stuff. So there was like the dirt. They had the dirt area, and then they had the asphalted area. Well, everything on the asphalt was, um, just new China stuff, for the most part. And then over on the dirt area, that's where all the good stuff was. All the basic yard sale, the stuff that you was there for.
Mm-hmm.
So, morning, Sally.
Morning.
How are you doing?
I'm alright. Are you?
I'm okay.
I'm gonna go get coffee, and so I'll be right back. And plus, I just realized I put my shirt on inside outwards. But look at us, we're twinsies.
Oh, look at there. Look at there. Would you look at that? Would you look at that?
Would you just look at it?
Would you just look at it? Liz wants to know, Sally, did you have a brownie?
No, but maybe I should have.
Hey, you got a big old smile on your face. That's good.
No, I'm just laughing at myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
You'll be all right.
I worked until 11:30 last night and got right the heck out of there,
Yeah.
And I came home and I told Brandon that we're gonna get Sling because because of Walking Dead and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes ahead and gets it,
Why?
I don't know. He does that shit. Anyways, so he went ahead and got it. And so I was checking it out last night. Yeah, I ended up staying up until 5 o'clock this morning. So
Sally.
I know. And what's really weird is I went to sleep at 5 and then I set my alarm for 9
Uh-huh.
and I woke up 3 minutes before my alarm went off.
Wow.
That's so weird.
That is. I think your mind kind of has that like in the clock.
I
You know,
guess.
my clock's wrong, but
Obviously mine was too, but
Y'all are just weird.
my clocks are a little bit off, but oh well.
yeah, Liz says, "Oh, Sally must have slept. She's not used to that." And then she goes, "Oh no, no sleep. Sheesh."
Nope, no sleep.
But I need coffee. I'll be right back.
Okay,
And I need to turn my shirt inside outward
okay,
or right side outward, right?
yeah.
Is that what you call it?
Yep,
Yeah. Okay.
whatever that is.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Y'all are just strange creatures this
We
morning.
are. Hi, Ringo Bear. What you doing? You want to say good morning? Did you get some food in your belly? You did? Oh, that's good.
Uh-oh. There he is.
There's a Ringo. There's a Ringo. You doing okay? You being weird this morning. Yeah, you being weird? I took him outside and then I went to let him back in, and he just stood there looking at me, like with this really weird look on his face. Like, I don't know what you got up your sleeve. I don't trust you.
Got his lip curled up like, I'm a tough dog.
Yep. What you doing? He's a good boy, huh? Yeah. He's a good boy. Here, look. Look. No. What are you doing? What you doing? Get out of there.
So I went to an auction Saturday, and it was pallet lots of store returns.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
So you got a big Gaylord box of stuff on a pallet if you wanted a lot. And so it was all kind of like busted up and crunched in boxes, and people were paying big money for those, like $150 for one box. I was like,
wow.
Y'all are crazy.
Well, they must have seen something in there good that they could either use or sell. Look. Look.
2 or 3 people were buying multiple boxes. I was like, God, you can't even take this to the flea market and make your money back hardly. So I was like, nope, I didn't buy anything.
You didn't buy nothing?
I just stood out in the heat.
Wow.
But I was able to go to garage sailing and estate sailing on the way to and from, and
Mm-hmm.
picked up some pretty cool stuff.
Nice. Liz says you can lose your ass on pallets. You got to be careful.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I would rather
Yeah.
have a manifested bulk.com than that stuff that was out there, and they were paying big bucks. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Like
Huh.
one pallet had all Swiffer wet jets.
Huh.
And it went for like $80. I'm like, why? And then a lot of the return stuff was just mashed up boxes and return stickers all over everything. I was like, I don't know.
Morning, Julie. Morning, Nikki.
Morning. You don't think you could sell any of that stuff, Todd?
Oh, I could sell it. It's just, it went. I like to get my stuff cheap.
I know at our auction, anytime they have boxes or returns like that, yeah, it all goes way high.
I can't believe it. You didn't get that lot of watches that was on Dwayne's channel the other day.
I think I fell asleep during that auction. I was
Yeah,
over there
'cause
on the couch.
Yeah, I was like, "Where's Todd?"
What
I
was
need to
it?
go and rewatch that.
There's a lot of watches.
Oh,
How much did it go for?
I can't remember. I know that I think Sue Ann got it, and I'm trying to think of.
I think it only went for $10, Todd.
Liar.
No, but I don't think it was like I don't know.
And it was Barb.
Yeah, it was Barb.
I bought some things from Barb before.
Yeah, she's got pretty good stuff.
She's pretty fair on her prices.
I won. I bid. Like I really needed to. I bid on it was a Waterford crystal vase. But it had, so this is the funny thing is, so it had jewelry in it, but she wasn't selling it as a jewelry jar. She was selling it as a vase, and she said, and there's just costume jewelry inside. So, but she didn't tell nobody that. Like when the auction was going, it was just the vase, so there was no bids. Like it was just like crickets.
Right.
And then she says, "Yeah, I'm selling the jewelry with it." And then all of a sudden, it it took off. And I think I got it for pretty. I'm curious to see what's in the vase.
Oh,
I'm
you got
curious.
it. You won it.
I won, but it was only 20. It only went for $27.
Oh wow.
And so I'm kind of curious to see what is in the vase. It's kind of
Right.
an expensive. And then I can sell the vase too. I don't
Yeah.
know really what those go for, but
Who was the one selling it?
Barb.
Oh, Barb. That's right. You
Uh-huh.
said that. Dear.
Morning, Tracy.
But she didn't show nothing that was in the vase.
She did not show anything that was in the vase.
Huh.
So that's what kind of got me kind of curious, because she sold a jewelry jar earlier. So I don't know. But she said it was just costume jewelry, so it could be, a bunch of crown trifari, or it could be, a bunch of 99-cent store. I don't see her selling that, but so it could be from one end to the other. But
Yeah.
is kind of a mystery.
All right.
You could not see anything that was in there.
Hmm.
You could
Wow.
hear the jewelry rattling around, and you could see that there was stuff in there, but
Hmm.
yeah, the deer foot,
Oh.
that definitely cracked me up. I
Well,
was
she hangs around a lot of jewelry people, so I would assume she would know what she has.
oh yeah. Oh,
So
there's no
she
doubt
didn't
about it.
say- You know, if she didn't say that, hey, this is good stuff or whatever, I don't know. I would think that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deer foot, oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
There was a deer foot.
She auctioned off a deer foot, a mounted deer foot leg. A leg.
Oh my
And I
God.
don't remember who in the heck got that. Texas Brenda says, Tracy, how in the world are you awake being up so late last night? She says, I'm a freak, Brenda.
Welcome to the club.
These are my coolest finds on the weekend.
Those are really cool.
They're salt and pepper sellers. Little separate compartments.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And they're swans. They got wings that fold out.
Oh, wow.
They cover the salt and pepper when they're closed.
Those are pretty.
And I held them up to the window. They were just black. The silver parts when I went to the estate sale and held it up to the window and sterling.
Nice.
So I took them to the checkout. How much for these? Oh, how about $1 a piece? Okay, I'll do that.
suppose.
Okay.
Cha-ching.
Mm-hmm. Those are nice. Those are
So
really
what-
Well, I was kind of thinking $1 for both, but I guess I'll give you $1.
That's right.
Sterling and crystal.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
So that's one nice thing about stuff that looks cruddy is nobody wants it. They think it's junk.
Yep.
You know, that's why I make such good deals on box lots, because most of them look like crap and they're all dirty and everything. You take everything home and clean it up, it sells.
Yeah.
Yep.
But nobody else wants to touch it because it's filthy, you know. They're like, oh, that's just crap.
Yep.
I haven't done nothing with them, but I found like 4 or 5 pairs of shoes in the trash,
Oh,
and they're like right in the can. You know, not even in like the dumpster. They were in the
the trash can.
trash can right next to the pump. So
Huh.
I dug those suckers out of there.
Sally went fishing last night at work.
Yeah. There's these babe sandals. I mean, they don't even look hardly used, you know. They're
Yeah, they look good.
Is Babe a good brand or?
I don't know. I haven't.
I've
Oh.
never heard of that brand before, but
I've never looked them up. Steve Madden though.
yeah, that's good.
Ballet flats. They look
Yeah.
brand new.
They look good.
These are, I think these are like basic edition, but they're just black
Yeah.
tennis shoes.
Do any of them fit you?
Yellow box. Baby. Yellow box and Island Club.
There you
Those look
go.
like they need cleaned up a little bit, but I mean the bottoms look look pretty good.
Sweet.
And this looks a little rough, like it needs to be cleaned up, but
Those are fit flops, aren't they?
yeah, they're Thera shoes.
Oh, okay.
Thera shoes.
Huh. So they
Black
kind of
shoe?
look they kind of look like fit flops.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they're designed like it.
Yeah, they should go. Those should
Yeah,
go
they were
on.
just all together right there
Wow.
in the trash. So
Where a shoe? There a shoe.
There is you.
Are you saying fit flops? FIT?
Yeah,
Oh.
mhm.
it's a
Because
brand.
he's like, I thought you said flip flops. I'm like, no, duh, they're flip flops.
Yep.
And then the second time you said, I was like, oh, she's saying fit.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, non-clothing seller.
That's what I wear for sandals, Nikki. The one that has like a slat between each toe.
I don't think I could wear those.
Oh.
That
I mean,
would,
you have a thong thing in between each toe?
yeah.
Ew.
Ew.
I can't even stand regular flip flops between one toe.
No, like yeah, I can't wear those because I break them. Because I don't know, like the way that I walk, I guess it would pull too much on that one little thing and break it probably. Every time I bought sandals that only had one thing between the toe,
Hmm.
they only last me like a week.
I've never even seen flip flops that go between each toe.
Yep, and they're made for people that do like yoga,
Oh,
so that the sandal can stay on their foot.
I wear Crocs. I like Crocs. That's my summertime thing.
Crocs are okay, except when you're wearing them. I mean, they're comfortable and everything, but then you have to look down at your feet, and then it's just not okay anymore.
What?
I don't even know what she's saying.
I have no idea.
Maybe they're ugly. I don't know. Is that what you're saying?
You're like, what the hell's on my feet? How that happened? I don't know. I think that's what she's trying to say, but I don't know.
Yeah, basically.
Croc ate my feet. I don't know.
No,
Eh.
I just don't think they're. You think Crocs are cute? I don't.
I love Crocs.
I think Crocs are like, I don't know. They're just not for me. I don't care if you
Right.
wear Crocs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you were wearing Crocs, I wouldn't make fun of you or nothing. I just don't like the way they look on me.
I have a pair of Mario Batali Crocs my daughter bought me. And then I have a petite pair of Crocs. I like Crocs.
I wonder how many times on family road trips that mom would grab one of those flip flops off of her foot and reach into the back seat and smack us with it. Shut up back there. Your dad's trying to drive through city traffic.
Yep.
We didn't dare make them that mad. If we started fighting or something, it was like, you better knock it off, or I'm gonna turn this car around.
Yeah. We didn't get many many chances on that one.
Yeah, and
It was like once we felt the truck swerve over to the side of the road, we were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Get it now.
We're getting spanking.
Yeah. Somebody's getting a spanking. It's probably gonna be all of us.
Yeah. Just to make a point.
Because you can't pinpoint it on one person.
I was a perfect little angel as a child.
Oh,
You
no.
are so full of crap.
Yeah. And yeah.
I am not buying that. Nope.
Spoiled is what you were.
I was an angelic child.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
That is
just
so
keeps
hard to
getting
believe.
it keeps getting deeper and deeper. We're gonna have scuba gear here in a minute.
Mm.
Even had a little glowing halo above my head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and
So,
I'll sell Crocs. I'll sell Crocs. I don't care. I just don't like the way they look on me.
yeah.
And I think I had a bad experience with them too because I don't know if they make them like that anymore, but I am really like I need shock resistant shoes almost. Like, and Crocs remind me of actually like those slides and stuff they have now at the parks and stuff that are like they're almost like rubber or plastic or whatever you want to call it. They're
Right.
they don't make a metal anymore, but I would always get shocked on those. And those and Crocs, the first time that I wore them, that's what it reminded me of, and it like made me get shocked a whole bunch of times.
Hmm.
And I don't like being shocked. And if I know that a certain pair of shoes is going to make me get shocked a bunch of times, I'm not going to wear them.
Yep. Liz says they used to be popular for hospital workers. I wore them. I would get them for work, and they were pretty nice. They were comfortable. They were kind of easy on the feet. You could. There was enough what you would call it cushion on there that your feet felt good in them. So I've wore Crocs before.
More in this old helmet. No, this is not about helmets.
No.
Sorry. This is just
It's a reselling channel
yeah.
about everything.
Yeah. Except right now we're talking about Crocs.
Yeah. Crocs have the coolest pull-on boots. I don't think I've ever seen their pull-on boots.
I have
Oh,
not
yeah.
either.
I don't think I've.
If you go look at the Crocs website, man, they got a lot of cool shoes.
Now I know that they
Mhm.
do have heels because I picked up a few pairs of heels.
Yeah.
Now,
So
Gary has a pair of sandals from Crocs, and he just loves them.
to be popular. Yeah.
So Stinky, how are you doing?
Who?
Stinky.
Talking to me.
Oh, I was like, what?
Is that your new nickname for me or what?
Aww.
No, if I remember correctly, Sally, you're Stinky Butt.
Yes. I am.
I'm a little less stinky day by day.
That's good.
There you go.
Did Glenn get to go to work today?
Well, she went and she hadn't come back yet, so I guess we're good to go.
Poor Glenn.
That was just sad right there.
Morning, Jody.
As I say, I feel bad for you too, but I really feel bad for Gwen because she's actually got to go out in the public.
Yeah.
I can just sit around the house and just stink. I mean,
Yeah.
But she has to go teach
Morning, Tom.
150 kids every day, so.
And you were a school teacher. You know kids are not forgiving.
Oh, hell no.
Todd, I like your salt and pepper shakers or thingies. Those are really cool.
Aren't those cool? I also got a big mahogany salad bowl that has sterling silver on the base, and I got it for $5. So I listed the swans for $89.95 or best offer, and I listed the bowl for
pretty good for $2.
That's gonna be a really good return.
I think I listed the bowl for $75 or best offer. I gave
That's awesome.
$5 for the bowl.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, Nikki.
Tom, you're looking quite spry this morning.
Spry.
Yeah.
I just literally rolled out of the bed.
I was going to say he looks tired.
I couldn't sleep last night, and I stayed up. I got dressed for like 43 things done last night.
Did you have a dream about Texas?
No.
I did.
Well, maybe that's a sign that you're getting ready to make the move.
Maybe.
I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning watching Walking Dead.
Did that start yesterday?
No, just old. I would go back and watch all
Mm.
the seasons before it starts. I don't think I'm going to make it this year, though, because I'm still on just season 2. So
I started that in like, when did I start that? Probably around July, August
yeah.
is when I started that.
Well, my problem was I started watching Queen of the South instead of watching Walking Dead. So
Oh, okay. Well, I'm watching that now. I'm watching Queen of the. It's getting really good.
yeah.
It's really pretty interesting.
What season are you on?
I think I'm just finishing up the second season.
Oh,
Queen of the South.
Queen
Yeah.
of the South. Yeah.
Mm.
It doesn't. I know that I have watched that episode, the first or second episode, once before, and it was just like, this is stupid, and so I didn't watch it anymore. But then when Nikki said that it was good, I went and gave it a little more chance, and it was actually pretty good, pretty interesting, pretty good. It's got
see?
some action, and I know.
You can trust me when I say something's good.
Yeah,
No.
I have to go in with kit gloves, and
Gary says, "Don't trust."
you gotta be careful.
I don't know how they can do that, Mary. I know that I think I've done it before too, to where I've ordered something and it said it would be here super quick, and then it, goes until like 2 weeks later, on the due date of when it's supposed to be shipped or arrived.
Yeah,
And I don't know how they get away with that.
I don't know.
She-
Definitely a drop shipper, I'm sure. But I would. I mean, I know that it's a hassle because it takes time out of your day and everything. But maybe they need to be reported.
Yeah.
Because that's not good business.
Yeah, and if we did something like that, we'd get snapped on the first
Oh,
time. You know what I mean?
we'd be freaking suspended.
Mm-hmm. Texas Val says, "Let me hear about your dream, Valerie."
So it was me and Texas Val. We were walking in a mall,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a guy. You knew it had to be a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was all decked out, cowboy hat, Western shirt, Wranglers, cowboy boots. And
Spurs.
he's walking.
Ka-ching, 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 ka-ching.
I don't remember no Spurs. So we're walking this way, and he's walking over to the side, and he just kind of runs into me, but it doesn't technically run into me. We kind of cross paths, and ooh, that's weird. That I said that. Anyway, so he comes up to me, and then all of a sudden, he puts his arm around me and starts walking away. We're walking away from Valley, but he's talking to me, he's asking me all these questions, and he's just got that face that is just a very nice face, just a nice looking guy. And he's just talking to me, and I even know his name. His name is Lance. And he just I don't know. I don't know what it was, and then that was it.
Did you have your Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy t-shirt on?
I did not. I don't think I did have that one.
Now,
on.
why do you think it's weird that you said cross paths?
Because that did not compute. Like, I got the fact that he
Oh.
like ran into me, but when I said cross paths, I was like, oh, that's weird. That like made my hair on the back of my neck stand up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Wow.
that's it. That was like, just one of those little blurps of a dream. And yeah, so
Chase said that's not a cowboy's name,
I
Lance.
don't know.
No, that's definitely a
I don't know. I
somebody from
don't
Florida.
make the rules. Somebody's got a birthday today.
Yes,
Michelle.
Jonah.
Michelle and Jonah. Michelle Clark has a birthday
Oh,
too.
Michelle's birthday's today.
hmm Who else's birthday is Rhonda's? No, it's Karina's daughter. I think has a birthday. See, I don't know why I know that. And it was my ex-husband's grandmother. Her name was Trixie. And it was her birthday also.
Well, happy birthday, Trixie.
I don't think she's alive anymore. I mean, she might. She was yeah, but I don't know that if she's gone or if she's still with us.
If you're watching, Michelle, happy birthday.
Yeah,
Happy
birthday, Michelle.
birthday. Happy birthday. Todd, you got a song?
I'll be right back.
Happy birthday. It's your special day. If we go out for dinner, I won't make you pay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Nice
Good
one.
job.
I just made that up.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michelle and whoever else
Jonah.
it was. Jonah. Happy birthday to y'all.
That's your Jonah, right?
Yeah. He's 22 today.
Wow. Wow.
Somebody's getting old.
That is not.
He just turned 21. He's had like 5 drinks. It's.
I know I have a 22-year-old too.
So do I.
I have a 26-year-old. I can't believe it.
My other one's 24.
I don't even want to hear about y'all.
I know.
I have
There's
a 30-year. No. I don't remember how old Tina is. 30. She got to be 32. Yeah, she's 32.
Dang, she
And
don't
Julie's
look.
30, right? Yeah, Julie's 30.
Yeah.
I met her. She don't look that old.
No.
I'm not starting this morning. Go lay down.
Julie's 30 and Tina's 32. Yep.
Thank you, Julie. I'll tell him you said that.
Yeah, I mean, my kids were a little bit older than Job and Jonah. I mean, they're about 10 years older than them. And so, they grew up with them.
6, 7, yeah.
They grew up with them, so.
Yeah, it was like my mom, she would babysit Tina and Julie, and then Tina and Julie would babysit Job and Jonah kind of deal. They would all play together and stuff, but they were in a little bit different, groups, but they got along pretty good.
Yeah.
And but thank you for singing. That was sweet. Yeah, Julie says I'm 29 forever. Yeah, that only happens for so long because people start calling you out on shit.
You know what though? The girls, they always thought I pulled that one on them, and they believed me.
Really?
For a long time, they believed. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, after you turn 20, after you turn 21, the only other important, well, for boys, it's in our area, it's when you turn 25 because your insurance goes down. But other than that, it's when you turn 53 because that's when you get kicking in all the senior citizen discounts, you know.
Yeah. Or
Is it
You get that
53 or
free coffee.
55?
Huh?
53 or 55?
Well, around here, it's like I averaged it out. Some places it's 50, some of it's 55. So I just put 53.
Gotcha.
that's what I told my husband that he's turning 50 this year. And I said, oh, you can get ARP discounts.
I went to some estate sales yesterday.
Morning,
and I
Lori.
bought some guitar strings
Oh, good deal.
that I'll probably make about $5 on that. And some other musical stuff. This is the stuff that I haven't got in a pile of there to take pictures of. Some military insignia that's still in the packet that I'll make a couple of bucks off of. And a bag full of bridges for stringed instruments. And I paid $5 for that, and I probably will lose about 10 off of it.
How does that work?
Going the wrong way, Tom.
Because because after I got home and was looking at them, like this is a stand-up bass bridge, and the strings go right here.
Right.
Well, it's been cut down here to fit the contour of the front of the bass guitar, so that's used. So I'm gonna probably lot up, and I've got a bunch of these daggum violin bridges. Some of them have been used, some of them haven't. So I'm gonna just lot them up, and I might put them on auction to see what people would do.
Yeah.
But anyway,
we do have a professional here.
He doesn't play stringed instruments. He's a blower. He's not a stringer.
No, but I mean, he's a musical director, so he's got to know something about them.
Todd, did you have any strings in your orchestra at school?
I didn't have an orchestra. I had a band.
Yeah.
Well, during the spring season, when you're preparing for your spring concert, it's an orchestra.
No.
That's a violin bridge.
But that's okay. Yeah. No, I don't know the pricing on.
Todd, there is a difference, or Tom, there is a difference between orchestra and band.
Yeah, band is you're moving around. Orchestra, you're sitting in a chair.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
At least that's what it was for us.
Yeah.
And then I got some other odds and ends. I don't even remember what they were that I listed. I got the drafts done last night. I got to go in there and take all the pictures, but I think I'm gonna see if I can get it up to 50 before I start taking pictures.
They had some nice music instruments at one of the estate sales I went to Saturday, but they were asking full-blown retail store price on them.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. Had a French horn, very nice. I mean, it's professional model French horn. 3,000.
Holy mackerel! They must not want to sell it.
Well, I mean, it was like mint condition, and it was probably $4,000 new, but it was at an estate sale, so they're not gonna. And there was a cello, $1,800, and I was like, nah, I think I'll pass on those.
Back when I was in high school, the baritone, tuba, and French horn players came from the trumpet section. And this one girl who was a trumpet player, she could not play worth a crap on the trumpet, but she could make that. Oh, she could make that French horn sing. Go figure. Anyway, she was doing really good with it. And so her parents for Christmas gave her a $5,000 French horn. This would have been in 1976, 75 money.
Wow.
Wow.
This thing was silver plated, and it was from, it was from a music store in New York. And I mean, it was supposed to be the one like the pros using, the New York Philharmonic and whatnot. I saw her at our 10-year high school reunion. I said, "When was the last time you played your French horn?" She said, at Christmas time. And I said, "Really?" She says, "Yeah, my dad makes me drag that thing out and makes me play Christmas music."
I bet.
I said, "For that kind of money, I bet so." Because our first chair trumpet player, his parents spend all kind of money on private lessons, and he had a really expensive trumpet. I asked him at the reunion when was the last time he played his horn, and he said, when we struck the last note on our final song of our spring concert the year we graduated.
Oh,
I said,
wow.
"I bet that just tickled your dad to death." He says, "My dad bitches about that damn horn every time I see him." But these parents, they think these kids, they buy, I can see them like Tony at concert time when we wore just our uniform jackets. We had this big gold overlay that went over it for marching season. But during the spring concert, we wore just a white shirt and like black bow ties, and then just the heavy black jacket. He had medals from here all the way down to his waist, just about, that he had won in competition. He was really good. But his parents paid for private lessons and sent him away to music camp during the year and all this kind of stuff. And he's a CPA now.
Wow.
I don't know whether they thought he was going to become a professional player or what. He probably makes a lot more money as a CPA than as a professional player in
Yeah, probably so.
an orchestra. I don't know that, but I'm just, you hear about all that other, the people that are in studio orchestras and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They don't make a lot.
Good morning, Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Jim and Tara. Tara said she got an accordion this weekend. That's awesome. And Jody says she got 2 old metal dollhouses, new in the box, never opened.
Cool.
Mike said he got a handful of vintage Chanel perfume, hoping it's about $1,000 worth.
Wow.
Nice. Oh, cool.
Did,
That's a good question. Fishing and picking.
yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Did Todd teach anyone who went on to be famous?
Some of them started selling drugs. No.
Not too long ago that invited you to her big concert.
That's infamous, Todd. Infamous.
Yeah, I've probably got 10 former students who are music teachers now, but no, none of them are professional players or famous or anything.
That one girl was at college or what? Just recently?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did she did her senior recital, graduating from college, and she plays French horn better than I do now. Which is your goal, really, when you're a teacher, is have students play better than you can.
Yeah.
Anyway, no. I bought my French horn for $875 in 1975.
Mhm.
Oh,
Well,
So they weren't cheap. They weren't cheap then.
oh.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, it's sitting behind my death pile in the den.
Good
Good
thing you
place
never
for
play
it. Keeping all the dust off of it, right?
Hmm.
We can hear all that. I don't know where that's coming from, but I can hear all of it.
that's
Not me.
Nikki. Nope, it's not Nikki. No, yeah, I think she just muted herself.
I muted her.
Why would
Oh.
you assume it was me?
Because your light
Because
was,
your shit was lighting up.
your box was all lit up.
Oh no, I said it wasn't me.
Oh.
But then you muted me
was it?
anyway.
I
Oh.
muted you. Yes, I did. Slap my hand. Lori, how you doing?
Pretty good. A little tired.
That's
I think I got too much rest this weekend.
Oh man.
Too lazy.
Wish I had
We
that.
didn't do anything hardly. Well, Friday we had margaritas and Dutch apple drinks around the pool and went swimming. Dutch apple's really good. It's apple cider with Fireball, or cinnamon moonshine, whichever one. But and then Saturday we kind of hung out around the fire pit, and then yesterday we watched that Wentworth. It's a series on our box. It's kind of like Orange is the New Black, but it's all from Australia.
Yeah.
So, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good if anybody hasn't ever seen it. So I
I'm all
like it.
caught up on that.
Wentworth.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. I'd never heard of it, and then
I like it actually better than Orange is New Black.
I think the storyline's a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we watched that. I think we're on season 2, almost through that one. So, yeah, we pretty much vegged out this weekend. We
Okay,
got some
bum.
rest. And,
Morning,
and of course,
Tara.
I was trying to work some deals on Facebook for more Funko Pops, but nobody's biting me yet. So.
Morning, Bum Crack Picker.
Bum crack
Hope
picker.
you're doing well.
Well, I might have another dog, I think. I don't know.
Oh yeah?
Well, you know, sometimes you go look for a dog, and then sometimes a dog just finds you.
Yeah.
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 Because I
care.
opened up my front door this morning, and there's a dog here.
Huh.
So, and then we took Brandon to school, and Jim's like, oh, he'll probably leave. But he's here waiting for us when we get back. And he's laying on our front porch trying to get out. So I'm hoping that maybe he has an owner somewhere that comes and gets him, because of course he's not neutered or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's a bit skinny looking.
What kind of dog is
I
he,
don't
you
know.
think?
Looks like, I think it's like an American foxhound or something. He's some kind of
Okay.
hound dog. He's like one of those
Okay.
tri-colored hound dogs.
Yeah.
Cute. That is so Kentucky, having a hound dog sitting on your porch.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Jim's like, because he was running down the road after us. So I kind of went away fast. I'm like, okay, well, maybe he'll go figure out where he belongs. So we have kind of a long driveway. You have to come in across a concrete bridge, but there's another bridge on our property that goes to our mailbox, a wood one. Jim's like, oh, good, the dog left.
Is that
And then I'm
Jim
like,
being
no, he
naked
didn't.
man behind
He's-
you?
No. And then I'm like, no, it's waiting for you on the desk. Oh
I
no!
see a
Oh no!
naked
You
man
can see
behind
his
you, Tar.
reflection in the cabinet, can't you? Oopsie! I turned it. He's cutting his hair with no shirt on. This is a parlor, but there's a bathroom over there, and the door's open. And
Yeah, I thought I saw somebody combing their hair in your.
Yeah, no, it's the
I gotta
reflection
say,
from the
that's not
cabinet
Jim.
behind me.
He's standing
Well,
right there.
Jim, you don't
If
have
that's
any
not
here, do you?
Jim, then you
I got a problem.
have a problem.
Oh boy!
Jim moves to Kentucky and he doesn't wear clothes anymore.
It's gonna be 94. It's gonna be 94 here today.
Wow.
Jim needs to come up behind Tara and turn a pod on a wheel and.
Oh, good grief! So I went to an auction this weekend. I got this killer accordion for $40.
Nice.
And I got it at auction right now, and it's up to 230. I mean, I got bids on it right
Awesome.
away.
Awesome.
Wow. Very good. That's awesome.
I just
Um,
mine was
I've been trying to order the padded flat rates for USPS. I've been trying to order them once a week, a box, because they're hard to come by in the wintertime. They run
Yeah.
out or they get backlogged. So,
Oh yeah, priority. Yeah, it's going to be that time of year.
but I haven't. I think the last one. I think it was last week. I think it was last week when I ordered mine.
I think I had some
Oh.
delivered last week.
That's usually what happens though, is Mike says I just ordered padded flat rate. Everything else came but them. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're back ordered.
Mm.
So
One
When did
time,
we order ours, Jim? Because didn't we get them last week?
We ordered them before we moved because we needed them to wrap glasses.
Shut up.
I used to order them, and my post office used to take some of them.
Oh, we've had that happen in Eagle River.
I was like, "Are you kidding me? Those aren't yours to take."
Yeah. Jim just let it slide.
Well, I went to the post office and I saw the box and I said, "Hey, wait a minute. Well, what's that?" I go, "You guys said you didn't carry those number 7 boxes, those 12 by 12 by 8." He goes, "Oh no, we don't." He goes, "Yeah, what are these doing here?" He goes, "Oh yeah, we usually don't have these." And then he looks, he goes, "Oh, they got your name on them."
what do you know?
We're using them at the post office.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, my post office used to take like half my order, and then they'd deliver the box, and then I'd be like only half the were in there. Finally, I asked them, I said, "Hey, where the hell's my whole order?" And they're like, "Oh, well, we take some of them for the office." And it's like, well, what makes you think you can do that?
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
your mail. That's my mail.
Well, we didn't think we needed all of them.
That is not a item that they keep in the post office. I have
Well, I
been
know it isn't.
by so many post offices down here that they do not keep those in the post office.
No, but like in Superior, one of the postal workers orders them herself to her house and brings them in.
Yeah.
But no, at my post office in Poplar, they used to take half my order.
Oh my gosh. No.
Well, what I was just
Mail,
saying is
what
that
you
is not
get.
something that they're supposed to have in the office. I don't know why, but she's the lady at the main one that I go to here. She said that they are not supposed to have those in the. I said,
Yeah.
"Are y'all out, or you just don't carry them?" She says, "We are not supposed to have those in the actual
No.
post office."
No,
Huh.
they're not, because they're too expensive. They don't want people taking them.
If you have mail that's addressed to you and someone deliberately misdirects it or takes it,
Yeah.
while that mail is en route, it is a property of the United States government, and that's a
Yeah.
felony to tamper
Yeah.
with mail.
Yeah.
But what if the
that's true.
government tampers with your mail? Is that
Well,
Yeah.
I guess that's
Yeah.
a sticky wicket.
I guess they figured they were okay.
I
'cause
guess
they
you
were-
got to impeach your postmaster.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to use that, because at one time I got sent back the wrong item, and I contacted the seller and I said, "Look, this is not what I sent you. It's not even the same brand." "Yes, it is." I said, "Okay, well, somebody has switched it out. I'm going to the post office because somebody's tampered with the mail, and that's a federal offense."
Yeah.
And I said, "And I will push for them to do an investigation."
Yeah.
And probably about an hour later, they texted me back and said, "My idiot wife," or "my idiot husband," and I don't remember which one it was, but they were blaming it on the other one. Said they put the wrong one in the box. We're shipping it out today.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I knew they were trying to be scammy, because, I specifically sent them a photo with my, saying, "This is what you sent me." So they should have known that's not what I sent them. But anywho,
Jody says, so question. I have no luck with auctions on eBay at all. Any suggestions? I typically give up and list the item as buy it now.
Well, I like to list an auction because it's like my security net. I mean, I wouldn't list something like okay, like these Febreze filters. Am I gonna put them at auction? Absolutely not. Those are buying now. But if it's something that's like a rare item, like this accordion, I'm gonna start it at a number that where I researched it, that I think is fair, that I'd be happy getting. But I'm just gonna run a 5-day auction there because I've been sometimes on items I've been blown away, and they've like went way higher than I would have thought to put them on it buy it now. So for me,
Right.
it's like my safety net, just to here comes auction man with his.
Well, and the
donut.
other thing is if you, oh my God, there's a guy coming to the door.
Are you
With a
serious?
yeah, with a clipboard. Yeah, can you go? I'm gonna
Oh my.
Oh my God, there's a stranger on the porch. Somebody's in their yard. You know, Tara loves visitors.
The stranger on my porch. Probably looking for the dog.
Maybe.
That's a good possibility.
Here, do you
Yeah,
have
I mean, I would definitely say if you list it for what you're comfortable with, you've done your due diligence and you've researched it and you list it for auction, and you're comfortable with you listed it for a comfortable that you're comfortable receiving, then yeah, why not?
I've got a ball cap that I
But yeah,
can't
you're not
find.
going to just do that on any little thing either.
And I'm like Tara, I like to list things at auction that I'm not really sure about too, but I don't usually have a whole lot of luck with auctions myself. I used to when auctions were a big thing, and they're kind of coming back now, but yeah, I never really have much luck with my auctions usually.
Yeah.
Cable's going crazy.
All right, y'all.
I've got a ball cap that I can't find any comps on, so I'm gonna list it for like $14.99 and on auction and
Is it the
see
one
if it
that you're
does
supposed to send
anything.
Valerie?
But whatever you do not ever list anything 99-cent free shipping.
Yeah, don't do that.
Well, let's
But
not
she,
even-
but she says she could buy it now at a high price and it sells. It's
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
usually have better
me
luck
neither,
with
reader.
it now too.
I don't know. To me, everybody has their own style. For us, I mean, we just
Oh.
like to run it at an auction.
Yeah.
Before I had to go put clothes on. Yeah, the problem though is like when the risk you run with it's something weird. If you don't run at auction, if you do buy it now, you look at Wikipedia and it says it's sold for a certain amount. Well, we sold things that sold for twice what Wikipedia said they were because
Right.
at the time there was more of those available.
Wikipedia.
Not Wikipedia.
Worth
WorthPoint.
point.
So do what I said. Do what I mean, not what I
Say,
say.
really?
You know what I mean? At that moment in time, that item may have been worth a couple $100 less. So when you do the buy it now, because there's no other ones available, the person just snaps it up because they've been sitting there waiting for one. But that person might pay twice as much if there's another person after it. Like in an auction, you see things that go like high all the time. When you're at a live auction, it's like, wow, that went higher than I thought it would. Well, why not cash in on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
unless you run out of places to put your money.
I
just
think
buy it now for expensive items, and
Yeah.
I will tell you, if I'm in that situation, it's usually because I'm trying to raise capital to take care of a bill or something. I
Right.
need money today. I need money from 5 days from now. So I figure, what does it hurt to put it at auction? I will say, if I have some kind of obligation coming up and it's like, I feel tight on money, you'll see me put more stuff up and buy it now because I want to cash out of it faster.
Right.
I don't always, for me personally, I don't always think that that's always the best because I might leave some money on the table, but that's just my opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
if you need to pay a bill, you need to pay a bill, and you
Yeah.
need
That's
cash
more
to do
important.
that.
Yeah.
It's hard to do eBay without internet.
Yeah.
No doubt
Power.
about it.
Yeah, and power to run the. Well, you always got a generator for that, but you still got my gas.
Yeah. Or a roof over your head.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just better to quick ditch something with buy it now and put the money in the
And
account.
move on.
Does the accordion work like it's supposed to?
I don't know how to play one, but yeah, it works. I don't think they. I think
Oh,
they
it's
bought
nice.
it. It's nice. I don't
Yeah.
think they ever played it. I
No.
went there. We went to this live auction. They split us in two. Jim stayed with the tents with the small stuff, and I walked in the house. They had furniture. They had this, a banjo, and a child-sized violin. The child-sized violin went too high. It sold for like $170. The banjo was really cool looking and very primitive, but I think it was missing the back off of it. And I don't know anything about musical instruments. Again, I felt it sold for $2. It was like $160. But this accordion, for whatever reason, fell through the cracks and sold for $40.
I was trying to find a maker on it, so I actually opened it up, and I mean everything, all the pads, everything's all like new. It's all crisp and new. It doesn't leak air. The bellows are like new. You get some where they got like wear holes and stuff in them. The bellows are like perfect. I don't think this thing's been barely played at all.
We did a
And it's not old either. I mean, it's not vintage. I would say I would guess it's not more than 10, 15 years old. It's never been used.
We did a video on this auction, which Jim hasn't uploaded. So if he ever uploads it, you can look at it on there. And we talk about you, Tom, in that video. If Jim gets it
And
uploaded.
Todd.
Oh, we talked about Todd too. Oh.
I figured that Jim, from the part of the country he was, when he was courting you, he'd get outside your bedroom window playing an accordion singing, I love you truly.
I thought he was I think because we were in Wisconsin, he'd be like, roll out the barrel. We'll
Hey, Tom, let me give you a little tip if you're ever out on the market again. Yeah, handing them free Captain and Cokes works a lot faster.
Okay. Hey, Jim, I can see you in the reflection, or am I looking through a door?
Oh, you're looking at a reflection of this. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
We got in a storage unit. It was too good to throw away.
I just want to make sure you
No, he's
knew.
got clothes on now.
Yeah, I got dressed because there's some guy walking across our yard with a clipboard. When I was going to tell you I thought it was a guy coming to get that damn dog, but I guess not.
What did he want?
In the window.
I'm gonna show him to you. Hey, buddy, can you see him? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Oh, now he went away. He's like, no. Okay, now Mabel's getting.
You're not concerned about the guy walking across your lawn with a clipboard?
He just came to read the meter.
Oh.
Yeah, I was concerned. Well, yeah.
I mean, he's either going to take a census or, I mean, I don't owe anybody any money, and I'm not under arrest. So.
I'm standing there with my BVDs, though. I want.
Yeah, Jim's eating a powdered donut in his tidy whiteies. I mean, I don't want him going out there talking to this guy. He's got powdered donut sugar all over his face.
I'm wearing
in his underwear.
And right now I'm wearing swim trunks and this short. I grabbed both out of the hamper. I'm on there.
That's a clean clothes.
Is it clean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't
Oh, Lord. You should have sent him out there. Then the meter man would have never come back.
They only read the meter once a year. He was telling me.
Oh, the physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it does a computer otherwise.
And then, he goes, oh, you just got a new meter. I'm like, well, I don't know. He goes, yeah, we have to change them out like every year.
Huh.
Anyway.
Ours, they don't read. They just drive down the road real slow, and it's picking up the meter counts off of the through.
He said once a year they have to physically come up and look at the meter.
Yeah, and then ones in Wisconsin, they transmit. They don't even have to. They can shut you off.
Yeah.
Lady be talking to you on the phone. She should shut you off right from there, right from the telephone.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I didn't know that. I thought they had to come out.
No, but they got to come out to reconnect you, which is BS.
Oh.
Yeah, because they don't electronically shut you off when they come out with the thing to pull the meter. Because we had that once. Tara paid the people or whatever, and they didn't have whoever took the payment didn't turn it in or didn't register.
Oh, yeah.
So it's lucky they record the phone calls. They found the recorded phone calls, so we got our power shut. Well, luckily got back on. This was a Friday. We were almost going to be out of power all weekend, and we didn't do nothing wrong. We paid our bill.
Yeah, and it was like going to snow and be cold. I mean, we need power for our furnace up there. Yeah, I paid the bill. Oh, and she didn't record it with the system. I'm out there freaking out with the lady. I'm like, listen, I paid this bill. I'm calling. I'm freaking out. It's going to snow. I have a child.
We got this.
They had to go through, find the call. They record all their phone calls. They found it like, oh my God, we're so sorry. And they booked it back off.
We got this girl in a yellow jumpsuit with a yellow public service hard
kind of
hat
a pudgy Wisconsin.
That don't even fit her. I mean, it's like she looks so out of place. This brand new squeaky clean hard hat that's never touched anything. It's ridiculous. And this jumpsuit, and she's out there with her big rubber gloves, to do our meter, to pull our meter or whatever. I'm like, wait, this ain't right.
Yeah.
Anyway, we cleared it up. She's like, yeah. When she came back to turn it back on. She goes, yeah, you guys, we get a lot of that where people say they pay the bill, but she said, you guys really seem committed, like you actually did pay the bill. So
Is
we were
that
without
Jim banging, or
about
do you have
3
somebody at
hours.
the front door?
Do I have somebody at the front door?
I heard
I
somebody
heard
knock.
Oh, I don't know. Wasn't me.
No,
Well,
we
it
hear
sounded like
voices.
somebody knocking on the door somewhere.
Well, it ain't me.
I'll hear like stuff.
Oh, it could be
fall
that dog outside on her porch.
Oh yeah, maybe scratching.
He might be scratching or jumping on
No,
her.
this was an actual knock.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a.
That hound is really good at knocking.
Yeah, you might want to go check your door.
He's a knuckle hound.
He's real good at it.
You go check the front door with your donut icing and your drawers.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that.
I thought it was the guy's dog, but I thought, why would you come?
I'm like, I told him that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm hoping that he's. I said, I hope you're coming for your. I was hoping this is your dog and you're coming for it.
I'm like, but why the hell would you come for your dog?
Is that dog laying on the front porch?
No, he ain't on the front porch.
Oh, maybe he went away.
I'm gonna smack him with the clipboard.
No, he stayed for that because he was just looking in the window here. He's around the house somewhere.
No, but here's a weird thing in this house. It'll be like it'll be stone like at night, or if Tar and Brandon aren't here, it'll be really quiet, and I'll hear stuff fall. I walk around all the house, I can't find whatever it was.
Oh boy.
I'll just hear like stuff sounds like something fell.
Probably snakes falling out of the trees.
Maybe.
Probably snakes falling on the roof.
Oh, good grief.
When I'm with Tom, somebody really did knock on a door.
Oh.
It sounded like
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it.
it was a
Well, the
clear
dog's
knock.
gone. Maybe the person came and got it and just knocked on the door and grabbed it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Because I
It was
honestly
a
don't
clear
see it on the
knock.
porch or on the window anymore. I think I might have took it off.
Open the door. It's not
Because then
gone.
he's gonna come and I'm gonna have to shut the door in his face.
That's
My name is Louisier. I'm selling Mary Kay. Is the lady of the house? Jim standing there in his drawers and his donut powder around his mouth.
oh my gosh.
He might be gone.
Oh, well, maybe he left. He could be by that car.
No, but I heard the
Wow.
knock too.
Yeah,
And
it was a
it was a little legitimate knock, like, knock, knock, knock.
yeah.
Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want.
Yeah, it
Maybe
was
we lucked out.
Yeah, maybe it was a guy picking it up.
Twice on the pipe.
No, he's back.
The dog's still here, don't worry. I told you it was still here. Oh man, I like this print with its pending pickup.
Sasha,
Oh.
So back to auctions. You know what annoys me the most about auction
What's
Hmm.
that?
is if you've got an item that ends with only one bid on it, but there's been like 8 watchers.
Mhm.
You're like, where are you other guys? Where are your bids? Come on.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, they may have a similar item, and they're just watching yours to see what you get
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Other
Well,
Well,
sellers.
I miss the old days when you had watchers on your item, you knew damn well it was going to sell, and most likely there would be a bidding war. But
Oh,
now
yeah, I have stuff.
they're just people selling that item, most likely.
Yeah, I have stuff that'll have 12 watchers and doesn't get a bid.
Yeah, yeah. Me
And then
too.
you drop the price. It's like, well, if there's that many watchers, somebody's gonna bid. I drop the price, still crickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you know it's all resellers looking at your item.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's one of the biggest reasons why I don't advertise my store, because I don't want people going and skewing my numbers.
Yeah.
If you
Like,
ever,
I hear like Ann Eckhart and some other people who have said, it's okay that you go look at my store, but stop sending me messages through eBay. And they just continuously send messages through eBay and stuff, and they're skewing their numbers. I mean, look at that time Sally was selling that trophy thing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, her watch count and everything just blew up, you know. Well, she had no idea who was actual watchers or the people that were actually watching the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the numbers just get skewed.
Well,
I've seen it in
I
description.
don't go out and say, okay, here's my eBay store. But if you watch our videos, I mean,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're really curious, with a very little amount of work, you can figure
Yeah.
out who somebody's store is. It's not
Right.
Well,
hard.
yeah.
And something like with Sally with the Pokemon trophy. I mean, how many? She had the only listing on it. I mean, it's pretty easy to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I
Sucker
understand
Free
that.
Camp, all one word.
That's why I don't get to advertise it.
Honestly, and I've never had anybody send us like stupid messages through eBay about like because they see us like on a show or something. But if you did, I wouldn't respond to it. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ask me a stupid question about an item I'm selling, I don't respond to it.
Yeah, I hear lots of YouTubers go, please, I'm begging you, stop sending me messages through eBay.
I saw a listing where it's in the description. Someone we don't know. Just put it in her description. Do not watch my item unless you're really interested in buying it.
Yeah.
was in the description. I thought it was hilarious. Like you can't control who watches your stuff.
No.
You can try.
Yeah, Tommy, I do like. I'm enjoying the Queen of the South. It's actually a pretty good series.
It is very good.
Good writing.
Yeah. Yes, it's got some pretty good episodes.
Yeah, and it's not like star heavy either. There's not,
No.
you know, well, unless those people are heavy stars in like Mexico or something. But I mean, there's not a lot of stars in that show, which I kind of like to see that sometimes, where there's, you know, some pretty no-name people and make a really good show, you know.
But it's good to see a show. Number one, you know, I mean, it would definitely have to be good writing, but you know, it's good to see. I mean, the actors in this show is pretty. They're good. You know, they're good actors. You know, just like that Teresa and you know and Camilla and all them. I mean, that, you know, they're good. There's it's a little, some parts are a little bit corny where, you know, but I liked it.
I think you get that in any show.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, if you don't get it, if you get a chance, go and watch that. It's pretty good.
It's a very good show.
I like shows like that, but I also liked what is Ozark. That was a good show.
Another show I turned you on to.
Yep. And another one is Sneaky Pete.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
If you that's actually a good one too.
Huh.
Sneaky Pete.
Sneaky Pete. Yep. I can't. And now that one's got what's his? I can't remember. I can never remember what his name is, but he's a pretty good actor. He played in that show. I think it was The Other Sister, or I think it was The Other Sister. But that was a good one. Kathy says How to Get Away with Murder is really good, Valerie. You should watch that one. You'll like it.
I heard that was good too.
I'll have to go check that one out.
I like that with Scandal, and there's a British TV show called Bodyguard. That's good. There's some really good ones. And hello to everybody in the chat. I don't have it up on my. I don't even have my glasses on. I can barely see the screen. If Valerie didn't have it in this new configuration, I couldn't even tell who's talking.
I thought you looked different. I'm like, why does Tom look so different today?
And there was another thing that I found. It's a podcast. I don't know. Some people don't like those. Some people like them. But it's called Crime Junkie. And it's actually pretty good. I liked it because what they do is they go through a lot of these like murder and missing and these cases, and they kind of go kind of pick through the story, and it's pretty interesting. I liked it. There's like 100 episodes, and I think they do one like once a week. They do a new episode on a new something. A lot of people don't like that because it's like morbid, but then there's a lot of people that do because it's like detective type, and you don't have to watch anything, you're just listening to it. So
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Have you watched Scandal?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
That's good.
it's a good show.
Hi, Tommy.
But I like shows like that. I like the just listening to stuff like that. I like the background noise, but I also, it's hard because if you find a really good show like Queen of the South, you want to watch it. You don't want to just listen to it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're all pretty good.
They had some really, which we had some bizarre stuff up here, but they had some really bizarre shows down in Mexico. And I say bizarre, I'm talking about funny.
Now, what's that one show? Jane the Virgin, I think is it what it's called?
Yeah.
I didn't like my daughter Tina. She loved that show.
Yeah.
I thought it was dumb.
I watched some of it, and at the first it started going in kind of a good direction, and then it just went off, and it was kind of dumb.
I told Tina, I said, well, it's too much like a novella, and she goes, Mom, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't like it. No.
It's very corny. I'm not usually a soap opera fan, but it was something me and my daughter watched together, and so I started watching it, and I finished watching it. I mean, is it like one of those things that I'd watch again? Probably not, but it was all right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I watched it because of the hot guy. I don't know, but anyways.
Was Jane a virgin?
At first, when she got pregnant.
Yeah. Not for long.
What did you say? She was pregnant.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, the story was she was a virgin and ended up getting pregnant.
Well, that was tricky.
No, not really. But I don't want to ruin it for anyone.
There you go. Let's see. Mike says, I'm going through my inventory vault looking for items to pretend I just bought.
Yeah, I love that.
And then he says, I think I have $1 million painting in here somewhere. Planning on telling everyone I got it for $9.
Oh, nice.
Good job.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody messaged me and said, hey, the toys that you have listed as what is it, not Bandom, but Gundam, they're Gundam, and they're also Power Rangers, so you might want to put that in a listing. I was like, oh, thank you for letting me know.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, I sold a postcard to this guy one time, and the guy, it was of a golf course up in North Carolina where they play this big golf tournament every year. I can't remember the name of it for nothing. Anyway, he said that it says, he says, I see on the card where it says it's the 13th hole. He said, that's not the 13th hole. That's the 15th hole.
Oh.
And I said, and I messaged him back, really? And he said, yeah, I play that golf course every day. He said, that is not the 13th hole. That's the 15th hole.
Wow. Well, it's good that, people are looking out for us and can help us out with that. I don't know. Maybe that'll help the item sell.
Yeah,
I've done that before, that I wasn't sure of a price for something, and like auction didn't work. I'll put it up for like a a really big price. And let me tell you, sometimes the people will bring it down to earth and tell you exactly what it's,
Yeah.
you know. They'll message you and ask you if you're crazy.
What I got a message when I had a message when I woke up, and it said it was on the swimsuit, and they asked, "So does this have much stretch to it?" And I said, "As much stretch as a swimsuit has. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. How do you measure that? Does it have stretch? Well, yeah, it's stretchy, but it's not like stretched out.
Right.
It's just, it has, I don't know. How do you answer that?
I don't know. You could say, well, you could definitely put 10 pounds of potatoes in this 5-pound bag.
That's what I was using sugar instead of potatoes.
Oh my God.
I thought,
That's
Valerie,
exactly-
Well, I had to tone it down because my family would use the SHIT word.
Yeah, me too. I say that all the time.
I thought Valerie was going to say she had a message that said, "I enjoyed our visit at the mall, Lance."
That would have been really, I would have been like, no way. That would have been weird. That would have been weird. But
I tried to talk Brandon into going and looking through trash last night,
yeah.
and he wouldn't go for it.
So did you go by yourself?
No,
No.
I don't want to go by myself. I don't know. I don't
You
know
used to
why.
You used to be all like, I'm going. I don't care if you're going.
Oh, well, yes, but then he says, "Look at all this inventory. Like these are empty
Oh
boxes.
God.
These are empty boxes here, but all these over here are full. I
Yeah.
do have a stack over there that's full,
Yeah.
and plus everything that's in the garage." And he says, "We have plenty of inventory. If you pretty soon we're gonna have to like start cleaning out the garage some just so we have space to put our inventory." I'm like, okay, I guess I don't need to do anything else.
You didn't tell him that he was right though, right?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, thank God. Don't want to do
are you
that.
kidding me?
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, she said you were right, but she wouldn't tell you.
He can't hear you. He cannot hear you.
I'm gonna have to get his cell phone number.
Oh God.
No.
No.
Dude,
No.
she's
That's
talking
okay.
about you in here. Get in
I'll just
there.
make sure I get Roberta's
Said-
to complete that game.
She said you were right. Well, Roberta's always right.
Yeah,
That's
she
just
got
the way.
you
It's
trained.
just better to just go with that
That's right.
that whole concept. She's
Man,
right,
look
and
at
we'll just
you.
move
She
on
has
to the
trained
next
you
thing to
well.
fight about.
Yeah.
She got you trained.
No, I'm just too old for that kind of crap anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
all the drama and all that kind of BS. Nah,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
too
maybe I do need to give you Brandon's number then.
Let it go. Let it go, Brandon. Let it go. It's not worth the aggravation.
Yeah, pick your battles.
You're a full-figured fella like me. Your heart can't take the stress and carrying around these bellies. Let it go.
Yeah. I mean, he knows. I know too. I know I gotta get stuff that I have listed. Have here listed.
Right.
Rather than try and go and pick up other stuff. But I'm like, yeah, but then you get, sometimes you get those home runs, and
Yeah.
you get them for free. That's
And that's
a
when you really make your money is when you obtain the item.
yeah. So
Honestly, I mean, you haven't cashed out of it yet, but it is something of value that you've obtained that you can get the value out of.
mhm. Get
There
it.
you go. See, you sold something. You better go get that free stuff.
Woohoo.
Well, maybe October needs to be. We need to have a listing challenge for the whole month. That you have to have. You've got to list 200 items out of your what do y'all call it? Death pile or debt pile?
Death.
Death pile. You got to list 200 items out of your death pile.
Profit pile.
Profit pile. Money pile.
Gomer pile.
Gomer pile. There you go. Yep.
200 items. You know, it takes me like 2 months to do that.
Well, then that'll be an incentive. Christmas is coming on, and the goose is looking a little thin this year.
Mm. Yeah.
Who the hell's counting money?
I don't know. That's exactly what it sounded like.
It did. It sounded like, Todd, turn your mic off. We can hear you counting your money.
Yeah, he's got his little, I don't know what those things are, money counter. I guess that would be what it would call.
Either that or that's Lori, because I can't really see what she's doing, but it sounded like that's where it came from.
But me, I'm just sitting there being quiet.
Lori's
I don't hear nothing now.
No.
Wasn't me.
Maybe
I
it
was
was Nikki.
When you're at the bank, you don't hear it constantly when you're at the bank. You know, they walk over there and
No,
count out their
Nikki's on
money.
mute.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But it did sound like Todd was counting his money.
Yep.
What I want to know is why Nikki always gets blamed for everything.
Because it's you.
Oh my gosh.
It sounded
And
like
somehow or another, I've become subscribed to that chick. There wasn't always a chick.
Oh, great.
Oh, Rosie.
Rosie. I'm getting notices from Rosie because she just got her van back or some crap like that.
Did you just call her Rosie?
I don't know how I'm getting that. Getting.
Did you just call her Brosy?
Well, Brosy would be a good name for her. Brosy hasn't gone all the way, so yeah, that is a good name.
I seriously thought that's what he just said.
Oh my gosh,
that is. But you just nailed it, Sally. If that's how you heard it, I'm like, man, that's perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I like her.
I know you do.
If you look beyond the weirdness, she's actually a pretty cool.
It's really hard to get beyond the weirdness.
I would agree. It's hard for me, and I don't care what kind of lifestyle you have, but if you were a woman standing there with sheer lingerie on, I'd have a hard time getting past it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what state Rosie lives in.
California, of course. Okay. No offense.
The land of fruits and flakes.
See, let me think. Where would she live? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Florida can pass as California too sometimes.
Yeah,
true, but I'm sorry. I know y'all are native Californians. Sometimes you got some weird people over there.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yes, we know.
California.
Well, Sarah, in Wisconsin, we did have that guy that screwed dead deer. So
I never heard of that. You're the one who told me about. We did have Ed Gein. We did have we had Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the guy with the deer. You sure he wasn't in Minnesota? Because you told me that story.
No, it was in Wisconsin. Because it was before I lived in Wisconsin, and I was like, tease my husband about that.
Now she's a Kentuckian.
Oh yeah, but she's true blue Wisconsinite.
Well, when you quit saying Wisconsin, we'll know that she's changed over now.
I like it here a lot.
Comes on and we hear dueling banjos.
I really do like it here a lot.
That's good.
I got slightly traumatized yesterday, but I do like it here.
Why'd you get traumatized?
What happened?
So, Brandon's been wanting to go to church, and I sort of fell away from the Catholic Church. Not that I don't believe in God, but so my friend hooked up with this Bible church down here, and Jim's like, "Oh yeah, they're safe. They're non-denominational Bible churches. They'll just sing some hymns, and I'm like, oh yeah, well that'd be okay." So I go to church with her, me and Brandon. Jim don't go, of course. And it started out okay, and then it turned left on me.
Uh-oh.
And they started going on. It got a little fire and brimstone-y. Now, my son is crying because he's so scared now at this point during the mass. I'm like, oh, this is just
What?
great. So now I've traumatized my kid with this church service. So we get out of it, and it was not what we expected, and I'm not going to go back in a nice way. And I'm like, that's it. We're going back to being Catholic because I know what to expect. Over
What
there.
what was it? Was it like Baptist or something or what?
No, it was a Bible.
Bible church, non-denominational.
Oh.
But
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
they were break off or something because I mean they were fire and brimstone. They had set up this whole analogy with chairs that if you don't get right, get saved by I'm not going to do the preaching. You're going to be outside the pearly gates. And like my son is crying, raising his hand that he's a sinner. And I'm like,
Oh,
good grief. Now I'm in it, but I'm like, you're not a sinner for God's sakes, but anyway.
You got a free pass.
Aw, poor
Brandon's
guy.
son, you got a free pass. You're a child of God. No matter what you do, you get a free pass.
Oh, poor Brandon.
I got like that too, Tara. I was raised in church,
Oh,
but
yeah.
when I was about 10 or 11 years old, and they made us sit and watch this series of like Left Behind.
Yeah.
But it was before Left Behind came out. And seriously, they showed guillotines and chopping people's heads off, and that traumatized me.
Yeah.
I'm like 19 years old living in Washington State. My mom and dad lives in California still. And I would call in the middle of the night just to see if my mom woke up. My mom would answer the phone because I knew if my mom answered the phone, then everybody was still on earth. But if I had a weird feeling, I could always call and see if my mom answered the phone. And sometimes I just hang up on her.
I felt really bad because I don't think if you go to church, it should be a place where you're in tears in the mass, like you're that scared.
Yeah.
So I felt I'm like, oh man, if I'd have known that going into it, I wouldn't have went. And it started out okay, but like I said, it totally turned left on me, and I'm like, good grief. I mean, everybody's crying around me. I mean, my son's in tears. The people in front of me are crying. The people behind me are crying. I'm like, oh my good grief. This is just me personally. I just don't think if you go to church, you should go there because you want to get the word of God and Jesus. You shouldn't go there crying, in my opinion.
Well, there's some churches that they believe that fear can bring you to God.
And they're crying.
Yeah, it sounds Pentecostal, like Ansley says. It sounds Pentecostal.
Yeah,
no, we don't
they
want
were
to.
non-denominational.
We don't want to scare anybody away or piss anybody off.
I understand the Catholics. I'm going back. There's a Catholic church that's like 6 miles down the road from me. I'm like, we'll just go to the Catholics. I know what to expect over there.
Yeah, there you go.
Not denominational sounds like, they would accept people who are gay or, I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Like
Non-denominational, they don't believe in anything. You can't listen to regular rock music. They're against everything.
Well, no, because I mean, like up in Wisconsin, we'd have what we call a Bible church where they'd just go, they'd sing hymnals, they'd read some scripture. But it started that way, but then it turned like a hard left on me, and then I was already sucked in.
Yeah.
Brandon, though, I feel bad for him.
I was about 17.
Honestly, I was kind of traumatized, and I think I'm pretty tough. But I come home and took a nap. I was actually kind of, and it was this friends and family thing. So then I'm like stuck for the eating thing, and then you have other like teenagers pulling my kid on the side, saying, "Yeah, I know when I was saved and stuff." And I'm like, I don't want to make a scene, but I think I should just leave. I need to go anyway.
I was about 17 and I went with a friend to his church because he said, we have a young minister and he's really cool. So I went to church with him. And, they go through all the hymns and announcements and prayers.
No, there were no
collecting all their donations and stuff like that. And then this young guy stands up. He's about 28. He stands up there and he says, I've got one question to ask everybody. Who believes that God died for you to save your sins, and you're going to go to heaven. And just about everybody held up their hand. He said, "Well, I've done my job today. Let's go eat." Because they ate. They had a big banquet hall type thing, and they had like a potluck every Sunday afterwards. He's like, I've done my job. Let's go eat. And then he, laughed and said, "I'm just kidding." And he said, that's what you're supposed to bring away from church.
Yeah.
He said, "I've gone to churches where they would scare you to death."
Yeah.
He said, "All they did was want me to get the hell out of there, not get the hell out of me, but get the hell out of that church."
Yep.
And,
I just don't really why scare little kids? I mean, so
Yeah.
that's just my personal belief. How do you get them to go to church if when they go to church, they're scared shitless,
Yeah.
Well,
Scare
like
him.
you said the one that the people were crying and stuff. That the non-denominational people, they're very, very passionate about their religion, or not their religion, but about the Bible and God and everything. They're very, very passionate about that, and they're very into the worshiping, and most of them really feel the and I'm Catholic, but I used to go to a non-denominational youth group, and I spent a lot of time with these people when I was a kid, and because it was a friend of mine's church. And the first time I went there, they said, "Oh, what religion are you?" And I said, "I'm Catholic." And honest to God, I heard gasps.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I heard everybody go, and I was like, "What the heck?" Because Duluth is a pretty Catholic dominant city. I mean, it's I've never been judged on being Catholic before, and I was like, "What the heck? What's going on?" And I was a kid myself, and somebody had explained it to me that they thought that I wasn't Roman Catholic, that I was a different Catholic, whatever that Catholic is today. I don't know. But anyway, she explained it. It's different other Catholic that they believe in, and that you worship the statue of Mary and this and that, and you don't really. They had the wrong belief about Catholics, is what I mean.
I heard yesterday that I couldn't be Catholic because they're like vampires. I'm not going to say anything because I'm not going to get in an argument over theology. But because we have communion and the wine represents the blood of Christ, which washed away all our sins, that we're like vampires or something. No, that has nothing to do with that. But anyway, that's cool. I'm not going to argue theology with you. I'm just like, okay, that's it. We're going back to being Catholic. Thank you. Tried it. Not interested.
Who the hell said Catholics were vampires? Even Southern Baptist, once a quarter we have communion.
This is from
Okay,
my friend from Wisconsin moved down here. She's in this church. So it was friends and family. So she invites me. Brandon's like, "Yeah, let's go." He's curious about church. No, he's not. So she brings her whole crew with her. Nieces, sister, mother, whatever. The girl behind me who claims to be an atheist is the one that's saying that Catholics are, but I just let it go. I'm like, I'm just not even going to get involved. I'm just going to sit here and shut up and just.
I believe in letting everybody believe what they want, but that one would have had to come. You're fucking ignorant. Pardon my French.
Oh boy.
Because that is so ignorant. Because like I said, we're Southern Baptists and we have communion, once a quarter, and you would have the little glasses. We don't do the chalice. We do the little glasses and that's supposed to represent the blood of Christ.
Yeah.
I have never heard anybody refer to them as vampires. Now, mind you, as a Southern Baptist, all of you other people are going to go to hell. We're going to be first in line, but that's beside the point.
We're not going to be, us Catholics, we're going to be right in the front of the line because, we can do whatever we want and go to confession and it's all good. So.
Yeah, but see, I have a direct line to God. I don't have to go through a priest.
I've been to, part of my family are Lutherans. which are Wisconsin Synod Lutherans. And Wisconsin Synod Lutherans, when they do preaching, they get a little fire and brimstone-y a little bit. So I've seen it, but this was worse. This went over the brimstone edge right into, hell talk.
Oh yeah. And that's what we were brought up. I mean, we were brought up with, speaking tongues,
Yeah, they didn't do that. They did
doing
testimonials.
the dance and the preacher was he let loose and he was yelling and screaming and
Yes, and I would say this one was
And it was
yelling,
nothing.
stomping his feet on the floor, and
Yeah.
stuff
Oh, yeah.
like that.
Oh, yeah.
That
They
was
didn't speak
that was
in
nothing.
tongues.
No.
That was nothing when we were kids, and that never scared me or anything like that. But we could sleep through that shit. But
yeah, no doubt, we tried.
But then you show me a movie of people getting their heads cut off because they don't say that they, and this is supposedly after the rapture and everything, that they don't, say that they believe or whatever that they get their heads cut off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And that whole thing, that whole movie traumatized me.
I remember as a very young child, I was I don't know how old, maybe 6 or 7 years old. And I remember going outside, and you know how sometimes like the moon, and I think this was just about the time that we started going, my family started going to church. And my dad like went completely, from not going to church to like just dove in and was a fanatic. And I remember looking up at the moon, and this freaked me out so bad. Like, I remember looking at the moon, and you know how the sometimes there's like an aura around it?
Yeah.
I thought the world was ending. And I remember as a kid just being so scared, 7 years old, and being so scared that something was going to happen. I mean, 7 years old, you shouldn't be thinking about that.
No.
Yeah. Really.
I had something a little bit like that when I was a kid, though. And my grandmother was a hardcore old-fashioned Catholic who believed in devil possession and demons and all this stuff. So when I was a little girl, she'd tell me this stuff. She'd watch The Exorcist. Oh, yeah, I remember when that happened. Or I remember when that neighbor was possessed by the devil. I was so scared. To me, anytime I went anywhere, like upstairs in our house, it was like I was waiting for the devil to pop out at me. And I remember one time I was in the barn. We had a cow barn with these mouse steps that went upstairs. And I was on the top of the steps, and my dog was on the bottom of the steps. And you ever see, like, when the sunlight hits a dog's eyes right, they'll look red? It happened to that dog. I'm like, oh my God, that dog's been possessed by the devil. I shut that barn door. I left that dog in that barn for like all day because I was in my head. I was sure the dog had been possessed by the devil.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like that. I don't think religion should traumatize your child. No. I think religion should be a moral guide point, where it's like, this is right or this is wrong. You can learn some teachings or Jesus, but I'm not going to have my kid go be scared to go to church or terrified. And that's what happened yesterday. And I didn't see it coming. Yeah. And actually, I did feel bad because I'm like, this is not the outcome I wanted.
No, not at all.
I really felt bad. And Brandon's like, no, Mom, I chose to go. I wanted to go. I wanted to go check it out. But I mean, I felt really bad.
Yeah, it should be a good experience for a kid, not
God loves
to where
you. Loves you.
where they feel like they can go somewhere to feel loved or accepted and no matter what, that's exactly how I feel about church too. That you could walk in there with shorts and a t-shirt and you will feel accepted just like the person that comes in a dress. And I'm sorry if the way that I dress is so offensive, then maybe you should take me aside and say something, or maybe not, because you know what I mean, that Jesus wanted or God wanted you to come no matter what, come as you are.
And they were you had people that dressed nice and clean, but in a casual type dress. It was just like they did this like set up analogy with chairs, and you were either in this chair in the dark or this sharing the light with Jesus and Christ. And I mean, in the sermon, I mean, in Brandon's mind, he was in the dark. He didn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to get on the other side of the pearly gates. He was,
Right.
living in darkness with Satan. I'm like, no, you're not. Anyway.
And honestly, I want to say this.
You tell Brandon that Uncle Tom said that he is a child of God.
That's right.
Children get free reign.
Yeah.
They get a free pass into heaven.
Yep.
That's the way it is. When you get to be a heathen teenager, that's when you have to start answering for you.
I mean, the guy's talking about doing drugs, drinking, having premarital sex, adultery, but then he throws in there that even if you're a good person and do good things, if you don't accept the grace of God, you're still going to hell with everybody else. So yeah, he's got my kid lumped in. My kid in his mind is lumped in with people that are, adultering and stealing, and I'm like, oh, good grief.
And honestly,
I'm sorry. I've nothing wrong. I'm not pushing religion, but I understand Catholicism. I'm heading back to Catholicism.
Yeah, Tommy, I might have got Kurt Cobain and Jesus mixed up a little bit there.
I do want to say this before we I do want to say this before we end the discussion on religion.
Okay, Nikki.
First of all, we're not trying to offend anybody. I want
Right.
to
No.
we've never
Well, we
tried
don't.
to
I'm
anybody.
surprised it went as far as it did, but it was a
Or-
good discussion.
It was,
It really was.
We do
We're
not
all-
want to, and if anybody has anything else to say about this, like pro or con, let us know. I mean, it's we explore different subjects that we don't know about, and sometimes we're just ignorant about some stuff, and so yeah, we're not trying to offend anybody. But honestly, even in Catholics, I remember as a child, we were taught about Satan and going to hell and all that. But the thing about it is that they kind of softened it. You know what I mean? Whereas the non-denominational religions and some of the other religions, they're just a little more out about it. They're a little more forceful about it, is what it is.
Yeah.
And they don't sugarcoat it. Where the Catholics kind of sugarcoated it a little bit when we were kids, which we all learned that stuff, but we were eased into it a lot more. Whereas poor Brandon, he wasn't brought up in this, and
Right.
all of a sudden, boom, it's like right in his face. And I mean, even as an adult, I watched that Left Behind series, and let me tell you, that scares the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Even as an adult, that stuff does scare you. And I've thought of that stuff myself, thinking about it, and it scares you. It's scary stuff, no matter how old you are.
Yeah.
But and honestly, I mean, I really honestly believe in my thoughts that the God I believe in, and I believe he's the same God as everybody else believes in, that I really don't believe that there's all that fire and brimstone for everybody. I really honestly believe that my God loves everybody. Now there are special places in hell for certain people, of course, but I really don't think it's that easy to go downstairs, honestly.
Right.
There's a thing where it
Anyways.
said that God loves us, mankind, more than a parent loves their child. Could you send your child to burn and brimstone? I think hell would be. I don't hate to get it. I think hell is the absence of God, is what I think it is.
But we're all from such a diverse group of denominations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all Christians.
Absolutely.
But we're diverse denominations. There must be 250 different varieties of Baptists.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
And half of them make up the rules as they go along.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, I was raised in the Southern Baptist Church in the Southern Baptist Convention, and there was a pretty established thought, pattern of thought about the whole shebang. And you could go from one Southern Baptist church to another, and it'd pretty much be the same. And then I've gone to some churches, some Baptist churches, that's like, where in the world are this is coming from?
No.
So it's just, the denominations that you were raised in. I've told the story about having the Catholic roommate, and I almost converted to Catholicism because I could sleep till 12 o'clock and catch 2 o'clock mass instead of getting up and having to be at church at 10 o'clock in the morning at the Baptist church. But you know, everybody does everything differently. You know, as far as children goes, that's the reason children get put off on church. That's
Yeah.
because
No, I agree. I don't think at
they
church,
get scared the family
especially
dies.
like when you're trying to get a kid to, it's not a good place to be crying during the mass.
Right.
Well, and then like Fishing and Pickett says, I'm Baptist, but I believe in free will. There's a lot of things. I'm Catholic and I go to church and everything, but there's a lot of stuff in the Catholic religion that I don't believe in either. Like I don't believe, I mean, I've gone to confession, but I honestly don't believe that my direct link is through the priest. My direct link is between me and God.
Oh my
I
God,
have a direct link.
Do you all still got confessional booths, or you go in the booth and say your
Yeah.
sins? To the really? Because I thought, well, I've been away from the Catholic Church, but at my church, they're already doing that where you're just in mass and you think about your sins and then they forgive them. You didn't have to say them alone to a priest.
Wow.
Oh no, you still go in there. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Yeah, our church had already stopped. Our church had stopped doing that. They call it it's a confessional mass, but yes,
like
it's
a fast pass.
I like that better. As I went to Catholic school and it's like, okay, it's confession day. And it's like, oh God, now I got to think of some sins I did, Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I stole Susie's pen and had impure thoughts about Tommy or something.
Thank you.
You're just trying to make up sins because you don't even know what to say.
Oh my God.
When I was visiting the Catholic church, which was like 2 blocks down from our apartment, one of the older priests, he said, when was the last time you boys have been to confessional? And I said, I'm Baptist. I've never been to confessional. He said, well, we need to go ahead and schedule you a time. He says, because I'm going to have some 2 or 3 other priests on backup because we're going to have to tag off every once in a while and swatch out because you're going to be here for a while. But,
they had this thing where the people behind me went up front and kneeled down because they had been living in darkness. So they had the pastor praying over them. And so they did that for about, I don't know, 12 or 15 minutes. Cool. Anyway, and the guy's like, anybody else? And I got the idea that he was trying to not say it outright, but hoping my son would come up there and do that. And I'm like, no way. If I'd have had Jim there with me, Jim would have left. He didn't take in our kid. First said that my kid was upset. He'd have been, that's it. We're out of here.
Yep.
Yeah. Jim didn't my friend's like, oh, where's Jim? I'm like, oh, he's still in bed, yeah.
Let me help people out who don't understand how you leave situations like that. Because they're like, well, you can't just get up and go. Yeah, what you do is you turn, you face the exit, and you begin by putting one foot in front of the other, and then continue until you're outside the exit. And if someone gets in your way, you deal with them.
Yep.
That's how you get out of a situation like that.
That's
Well,
right.
I'm sure they're not a cult. They weren't going to stop you at the door and say, you can't leave, sir.
Oh, some of them will. I've been to some churches and, oh, Lord. Anyway.
I'm not saying it was a cult. I'm not sure they wouldn't have tried to do an intervention like you need that,
Oh, yeah. Some people can be very pushy with their religion.
Very
so
true.
before we just turn everybody off, visit a church that you keep visiting churches. If you're looking for a church, you are looking for a church, keep visiting churches until you find one that you feel like you're at home in.
Yeah.
And
I'm not saying Catholicism is the best religion. Only reason I'm going back to it is I was raised in it. I understand it. It's very regimentated. It's easy for me to understand. It's more comfortable.
And you know what? And he can decide whatever he wants whenever he gets older,
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be fine with that, because and that's the way I do, I know that I probably I'm not as spiritual or whatever that I need to be, but who's to say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me ask you, so I want to ask Sally. So because you said your church was more like scary fire and brimstone. What was it? What religion would it be considered?
Pentecostal.
It's Pentecostal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And from what I hear from you, that's what it sounds like to me. Where
They could
you're
have been
at.
like broke off. They were talking about they were not into denominational religions because they thought denominational religions were failing people. So,
Right.
and I was like, well, I wonder what
Christian
he's talking about, like the
non-denominational.
Catholics here, but they could have broke off the Pentecostals because maybe where they came from, those Pentecostals weren't scary enough or something. You know what I mean? Like, so they need to go the next step. I don't know.
But
Anyway.
you know, that's how I kind of did whenever I got older. I had some experiences with, like, I truly have seen people that have been overtaken by the devil. I've
Yeah.
seen my ex-husband overtaken by the devil.
Mm.
I have witnessed some things that I will never forget in my life that have to do with my church experiences, and believe them. And but even though everything that I've learned through my pastor and my experience with church and the Bible, everything that I've learned is that I think that over the years, Bibles have changed severely in what they say, and maybe everything is not right on point.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
just my view on it. Also, I don't believe that God is going to send you to hell if you are, if you're a normal person and you try to follow the or not
word.
really, no, well, not really even the word, um like do unto others as
Yeah,
they
like
would,
have a moral compass.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
this is
yep,
right.
Absolutely.
This is
yep.
wrong. You don't steal from other people. You
and
don't
and
hurt
I
other people.
feel God is love. If you could be gay, transgender, you could
I agree.
be, you can have all these different things going on with you or whatever, and God will still love you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Amen,
That's what I
sister.
believe.
You know,
Preach it. Preach it.
so
Because
I
he
do,
does. He loves all his children. It don't
and
matter who you
and
are.
I feel like it will be a different story on the other side, as far as what has been taught to most people and what actually will happen. So I just kind of, had to, for my own self, I had to, take on, I call it just a belief. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
believer.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that, God is love, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Mm.
Yep.
And the
Yes, I'm
truth
not
of
saying, and if
today's,
that's what works for them,
sir,
that's cool. I just don't want to go to a
church.
church where I take my kid there and he's crying during the mass because
Yeah,
I think
I
that
don't
defeats
blame
the
you.
purpose.
It's
Yeah,
not what
I don't
church
bl-
is about.
yeah.
I don't
Well,
blame you, and I wouldn't want that for my kids either.
I believe what Tom says. Every religion is different. We all believe in different things. And yeah, you just have to find the right church for you, And apparently that church was not the right one for Brandon.
Right. Right.
It's not the
Okay.
right one for me, and I'm 62 almost 62 years
Yeah.
old.
No,
Yeah.
it's not the right one for me. I'm like, oh no, I made it. It started out real good because they were doing like, like one of my favorite movies is Brother Where Art Thou? So they're like singing some of the hit like Let's Fly Away. I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool. I love that movie.
Yep.
It's great music. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wait, whoa, what's happening here? Ah,
I love singing, and I love to sing church hymns. That's
Me
one of my
too.
things. I
oh
love
yeah,
to
my
sing.
son loves that part. If it was like that, he'd have loved it. He thought that was great, and then it went.
You got to
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
him to a polka mass.
I think I would be a great I would love to go to a black like a church that has predominantly black people,
Oh yeah, they do great singing.
Those
They have
because
great choirs.
yeah.
And
those
stuff.
people know how to worship. Let me
Well,
tell you.
I've never been
be
to
there all
a
day.
white person church that has that.
You wanna feel it. You go to one of those churches. I'm not exactly sure. I think they're Baptist, aren't they?
I think they're Baptist.
AME
Yeah,
Zion.
kind of Baptist, but let me tell you, you want to feel the word of the Lord, go to one of those churches. Oh my goodness. Those women, and I'm not saying anything about black people or anything, but those women, they get up there, that choir sings, and let me tell you, it just gives you chills. And boy, they really get you into it. And oh my God, it's amazing.
Hmm.
They
Okay.
really, and the preacher, the reverend or whatever he is, he's up there and he's all, he's all talking, preaching and stuff. And I mean, he's got so much energy. It really gets you into it. Yeah, let me tell you, that is a definite, yeah, you should try it out. It's really a really a neat experience when you go to one of those.
Reverend Bullwinkle. Tommy says, look up Reverend Bullwinkle. He's on YouTube. I want to go to his church. Okay, I'm gonna look him up. Thanks, Tommy.
Yeah, they really get you. They really get you revved up, boy.
And an African American church will make you feel welcome.
Oh yeah.
Because I was in high school and I went to church with a black friend of mine, and I was the only white person in that church.
They don't
but I
care.
always felt so welcome. But
Yeah.
when you go to church, when you go to one of those churches on Sunday, you better be prepared to stay, because they have church service, then they have like a potluck, and then they have singing after that. So to wrap up today's service, I think we should sing "Come As You Are," hymn verses 1, 2, and 4. I've got to get out of here. It's 11:30.
Yep. I agree with you. And so
on that note,
plug Best Show real quick.
Yeah, we got Best Show tonight, Reseller Rowboat, and she's going to be having a guest.
What time?
And that'll be at 8 o'clock Central.
And you're the guest.
And I'm the guest.
She already said it in the chat.
Oh, yay, Valerie.
So we're going to have a show tonight. And so come and join us over there. And that's Reseller Rowboat. And if you see her name on there, go and click the 3 dots and subscribe to her. And we'll see y'all tonight.
Click the bell so you
get the notifications. Yep.
I don't think I've ever watched that show.
So anyway, I know everybody's got stuff to do and places to go and people to do and all that good stuff. So
Lance must be coming by.
Oh my Lord. Anyway, I will see you guys. We'll see you guys tonight. If I don't see you tonight, then I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.